Hello, you're welcome to the Employer RoundTable, where employers gain clarity on human people problems at work and also build strong organizations that hopefully can outlive the founders. My name is Esther Zini. I'm a human resource professional, co-founder Skillset Africa, and I'm here with Tutu Danjuma. She's a human resource professional with over a decade of experience. You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
And we have our guest. He's a serial entrepreneur. He sits on many boards. He's the chairman of many as well, Sir Ikechi Wogu. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Great. So today we'll be talking about what it takes to actually lead the Gen Z workforce. We have the anchor for this conversation around the book that was just newly published, the HR Playbook for a Gen Z Workforce. We want to know the challenges that employers face, the dynamics of having to lead a younger generation in an organization, and if there are new things to learn, new insights to glean, and the way forward with this new development. So, sir, why do many employers say that it is hard to lead the Gen Z workforce, the Gen Z team? Do you think it's an exaggerated narrative, or it's actually the reality we are dealing with?
So that's a tricky reality. First off, I'd point out that the employer, in most cases, and the employee don't belong to the same generation.
Right.
So the employer might be of the baby boom generation, or otherwise of, the next generation, and then the Gen Zs are just sneaking into the workforce. So there'll be distortion of safety nets.
Okay.
What we're used to is not what they are used to. They are more freelance, freestyle, inconsistent, and then the employer in most cases is getting to his point of stability, socially, economically, and otherwise. So he's a little less patient with nonsense and just wants to get on some, what I would say, straight-jacketed flow. And then these ones won't be pampered. All Gen Zs seem like last-borns automatically. Yeah, it's a generation of last-borns. The way they were raised, their mindsets, a lot of things have come easy for them. I mean, a lot of them would not believe that there was a generation when we trekked to work, we trekked to school. We couldn't afford umbrellas and would use the cocoyam leaf. Today, they just bolt it. Most of them are dropped off in school and picked up immediately by drivers and stuff. So they really don't understand the realities. And, there's a hangover of vexation with most of the employers. So they wonder why this generation feels overtly entitled to the good things of life. I mean, irrespective of social strata. And so it's that misunderstanding that creates the generational war. And if you're not careful, you'll be impatient with the Gen Zs, because there are basic things that come strong amongst them. Are they talented? Because you have to win the talent war. Even though with the trickiness of exuberance, a lot of Gen Zs are not patient enough because they don't want to be stereotypical. They want liberty, liberty of expression. They want to exhale, and that gets them jumping from place to place. I mean, it's seen everywhere, even in football. You see he's in this club today, tomorrow he's in the other club. You ask him why, he says higher pay. But the last pay was good. What he earned previously is more than what your generation will even earn. But he's going and he's asking for £1 billion, €1 billion, and you're wondering, this is out of this world. And you look at your legs. We all have 2 legs.
2 eyes and 1 head.
Yes. So it's the Gen Z culture. And, globalization has made things a little difficult. So every employer, every employee is somewhat exposed to what's going on at the other side of the global divide. And to some extent, that could affect mindsets. And of course, greener pastures come in and someone wants to relocate. There's a lot of migration looking for comfort. So it's all in the mix of this. So you have to be careful because you want to sustain the workforce. Now, you want an employee to stay long enough in your organization to sustain growth and impact. and to build a culture, right? So if every other day an employee is resigning and going elsewhere, there's going to be a lot of inadequacy, and you can't build the foundation and you can't grow. So you want to find a way to keep them, and you must employ every gimmick. You pamper when it's necessary, you scold when it's necessary. But sometimes in the work front, you find a child crying because you scolded. And why is she crying? Why is he crying? Because you reminded him so much of his dad. Or otherwise, his absent dad. And so all of these things could affect the philosophy of work, the psychology of work.
Right.
So how much is too much? And what should you not do anymore? So all of this would make it so complex. But the one word we want to project here is culture.
Culture.
Yeah.
Right, I
You want to build a certain rational organizational culture that gets everyone welcome to come work.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Well said. Thank you.
Thank
okay.
you.
Tito has a question.
I want to ask another question. Is the demand for remote work and hybrid work for creating productivity a concern, and exposing outdated management systems? Do you think that remote work is something to be welcomed, or should we just stick to what we used to do and make sure everybody comes to work?
It's a two-way traffic. So practical experience. COVID came and we promoted hybrid work. We knew that we could work from home because our kind of work couldn't stop, right? Everyone embraced it. But to some extent, we're having a meeting and one of my colleagues was referring to work from home holiday. Hey, sir, that's not work from holiday. That's because, yeah, that's because on the work from home days, then they want to go to the market. You know, it's yeah, it's commonplace now to relate with having a Zoom meeting.
Right.
You have your ties on, but you're wearing your boxers.
I can't believe that you
Yeah.
cannot use the bathroom.
So a lot of people want to lie down on the bed for a Zoom meeting and they switch off the camera. You know, so all of that. Sometimes it kills effectiveness.
I agree.
It kills results. And so the work environments now are designing and redesigning frames that still get work being monitored, properly supervised. Because the onus lies on leadership now, line managers and all that, to ensure, hey, we don't care how you do this. But if you want to get them work from home, you make sure you tend the results. What we want is the results.
Right.
How you get the results is not our business. Otherwise, you show up at work. And now it's been 6 years, 5 years post-COVID, 6 years from 2020, and a lot of the workers are just used to that hybrid frame. In fact, in our office now, a lot of them have been whispering to me because from January, we had a certain kind of job that got us physically involved.
Okay.
And since then, it's been, we're at the closing phases of that job. And everyone is just having to come physically, put their hands to the plow, and they're tired of it. Because since 2020, somehow there has been that, okay, choose your day of work, choose your day of showing up.
Right.
And some will come Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Others will come Tuesday, Wednesday. So everyone has at least 2 days to work from home. Yeah, for the nursing mothers, it's easy because you're with your children, especially for those who haven't begun school. You're with your children. You can shout. You can quickly mute the microphone. Sit down. Stand up. Stop that.
Mute it and continue.
Yeah, and then you do that. Nobody notices. It's very convenient.
Yeah.
Less blood pressure issues, less travel issues, especially with difficulty with transportation. So the hybrid work frame is okay. But then when the staff begin to play too much, then you're beginning to suffer.
Right.
Because you're not having the results you want, you're having more of excuses, then you have to come up with another scheme. Okay, so we have developed schemes now. There's what we call open projects.
Okay.
So you impute what work you've done within requisite work hours.
Okay.
Okay, and so we're monitoring you from anywhere in the world on your results.
Right.
I mean, you have your KPIs, and you're going to be appraised as well. So quarterly or monthly requirements, job requirements, KPIs. You'll be scored against what inputs you've made, and we're monitoring you, your work hours. What did you do within these hours? Okay, yeah. So that's where we're getting some bit of a balance, and so the hybrid work arrangement can go on, right? But otherwise, a lot of companies all around the world have stopped it because a lot of the employees were discovered to be taking advantage of that. I mean, you shouldn't. Yeah, you should. Some people get 2, 3 jobs.
At the same time, yeah.
Yes, and some would get a remote job and work through the night and sleep through the day, right? Because I mean, I'm not showing up at work today, and it delays a lot of productive results, and so a lot of companies just pushed it aside. Okay, but then it can still work.
Okay. Well managed, you would say.
Well managed, well, extremely managed. Yeah, but it's difficult.
So will you say it has more cons than pros to take up the hybrid?
It depends on who's leading. It depends on the management process. Because if you're a bad manager, everything is a con. If you're a good manager, then you can turn things around to pros. Yeah, you've heard them say a bad workman always quarrels with his tools. He's the bad workman. Yeah, you can manage people. The same person you call difficult could be someone's favorite.
Absolutely.
It depends on your skill. So I think organizational leaderships should begin to acquire skills. It's a new job reality. So you could also acquire skills on how to manage remote work and hybrid work. I think it's something I would recommend.
I
Fantastic.
agree. I
Alright.
agree.
Thank you.
I agree. Good. Let's talk about how Gen Z disengage from work. So they probably get a new opening, a new opportunity, or they just want to leave. What has your experience been working with Gen Zs through the years?
It's a bit difficult. They are very temperamental beings in a lot of cases. And with globalization, you could just get on the internet and something is showing up. Now, a lot of Gen Zs, from my experience, are not very analytical. They are very spontaneous.
Right.
Very exuberance is the leading word for them. And you could see a staff, a high flyer. High flyers are concerned here. I mean, I have no business with someone who's not doing well. A high flyer, he makes himself so or herself so dependable. And, you know, he's even the one leading you on to the next job. Oh, we're going to do it like this. In fact, I've got the strategy. We're going to deliver. Unfortunately, it's a Friday and it's time to go home. And guess what? Right on your desk on Monday morning, you turn on your computer, your mail pops up, and it's a resignation letter. I mean, what happens to all the dreams we had on Friday and all the prospects and all of this? It could be so discomforting, but it's a reality because they really don't look before they leap. They think they do, right? And the worst part is when you ask them and someone says, well, there was an infringement on my mental health. And you wonder, where was mental health in organizations 20 years ago? So everybody is mental health, yet nobody's running mad.
Literally.
Yeah. And they just want, and the next thing they say is, no, I prayed about it and I found peace with it. They don't have another option. In some cases, like worst cases, he's just tired of showing up every day and he wants to go home and rest. Just rest. Because he doesn't feel the pressure of responsibility on him.
That's it.
He's not taking care of anyone. Maybe just his mom. And mom is doing so well in her paid job. She just doesn't want to help out with pocket money anymore. I feel I can run my skill. I'm good at this, and all of that. So there's nothing really wrong if he goes back home to sleep. He'll find food while he waits for another job. Because a lot of the Gen Zs are very skilled. They have tools. Come on, there's AI.
Yes. Oh, true. Yeah.
In our day, like we're talking about the employers, right? In that generation, you had to do everything by yourself. Right now, AI does everything for you. And this is their generation. And AI is being modified and modified. I'm sure that one day, just like this, something is done. And that's how far technology is going right now. So they can go home. And it might be some bit of difficulty, depending on the industry you are in, to get a replacement for them. Especially with the level of skill set that they're imbued with. But they'll find another job, just hopping around. But you know the bad part. If you don't stay in one place, you'll be sowing seeds on fields, but never been there long enough to harvest them. They don't care about the future. They don't care about seeds. They just care about
Now.
yes, money now, happiness now, joy now. You could see someone back in the day, 10 years ago, you could find someone who resigned and he's just unhappy, depressed through the weekend. He's rethinking it. Should I go back? Right now, they don't care. Someone resigns today, they're on TikTok.
Next minute.
They are jumping, they're in some club, they are partying, no remorse. And the worst case is when you're now okay, they're on your page and you're viewing their status and you see them, you just be so upset, like because they just cost you one job you have to tender that Monday,
Right.
and there's no remorse.
Right.
You try, their phones are off. You can't even get back to say, okay, could there be a retirement of all you're working on? And so you almost would have to find someone, not just to replace them, but to carry on the outstanding assignments just so you can deliver before your clients. It could seem like witchcraft.
Just to add to what you're also saying, in looking at solutions in handling such situations, there should be an ongoing succession plan all the time,
Right.
or having a person who can do the same thing. You can have like 2-3 persons who can do that.
Like shadowing roles.
Shadowing roles in such a way that since you understand the type of employees you have, and that the fact that there's a tendency for them to leave quickly or something like that, you have somebody who is always on ground to step into those shoes. So there always has to be like a backup all the time for your organization, so that there's no gap even if this happens. So that can be one way.
What if both of them leave at the same time?
Yes, there's a high
a real
tendency.
crisis.
Yes, that can happen. But you also have a system that has backed up the work they are doing or they should do, because it should not be about the person alone. It should be about the work that somebody else can actually step into that work and continue.
Yeah, so that's a special case where there's the luxury of resources, okay, so you can employ at the go. Not every organization has that size. We're considering every kind of organization, from a small to medium to, so take for example the shop owner, right, that just has one receptionist or one salesperson, and that salesperson is GenZ and the person leaves. You still have to recruit. There's no backup. What you can sustain is the culture of information gathering, information management. So whatever you do, like depending on your industry, you could operationalize your system to such an extent that it's like you lose your system, but there's a backup, right? You could pick it up back, you could drop it from the cloud, or you get your external hard drive and continue. I was writing a book and the system got stolen, right? Yeah.
I felt that one.
Yes, I had written up to, out of 100 articles, I had written 60. At the point it was stolen, I had to go back to my hard drive. Luckily, I had 20, so I could pick up from there. But it took me time to remember that my system had been stolen. I felt bad. I mourned that. And then you're looking at the book. It took me another 6 weeks to look at what I had done. To ask myself, to play back what I had written, building up to 60. Eventually, I spoke to myself and I said, you know what, I'll kill this. And I made sure it was more amazing, it was hotter. Definitely, it will never be the same. But backup is important. You either back up in the cloud or you back up in your heart. But there's some kind of backup. And so when the human elements leave, then you can always pick up. So documentation is key.
Right.
You must document your processes. You must document everything. So in that case, all you lose is what job he should have done today.
That moment.
Yesterday, covered already. And anybody else who can understand, who can interpret that, there will always be people. You just need some brushing up, some minor trainings. But it will always happen in organizations. So you're calling for anticipation. You should anticipate this.
And maybe have a talent pipeline for some roles that you can always pick up what.
Yeah, if you're in tech, it's likely you have your talent pipelines intact because there will always be interns. There will always be people who want to show, but exactness may not be guaranteed. Exactness of talent, because some people have just built themselves up to, world-class standards, and it's their thing. And a lot of them, you better not find someone who knows that he is good. Because if they know that they are good,
That's a good angle.
yes, if they know that they are good, then they just want to use that as a bargaining chip. Every time
Every
they just
time,
want
I
to,
get it.
they want to get a raise. They think only about themselves. You want to have humble people around you who see themselves as part of this team, part of this target, part of this glory. And you must balance it with appropriateness in terms of remuneration. Reward system, design a reward system. These are things you can control. Design a reward. Okay, for anyone who does this, you're the staff of the year, or there's this bonus or something. The values may change. Today it could be one flat screen TV, tomorrow it's a car. Next tomorrow, oh, the economy is bad, it could be a bicycle. But what is important is there's a sense of recognition for great work. And everyone can see that. Everyone feels good with a reward system. And so you just incorporate all of those designs into your work frame. So it doesn't seem like you're the only one who's eating everything. Monkey walk, baboon chop. Your stomach is growing, theirs are narrowing, and it becomes they are doing all the work. Joseph's dream, So you want that balance. Let them see your sincerity of purpose. Let them see that their thoughts are captured. And most importantly, like I was talking about, the sense of belonging. Everyone wants to feel like I'm part of this.
Yes,
Something big.
it's very key when it comes to Gen Z.
So you dare not ignore people. So I suggested this idea, and now you're flying with it, and you're taking the glory. Oh, my company did this, I did that. Once in a while, you could call me aside and say, hey, come up the podium. This was the guy, this was the brain behind this. It could be everything. It could be everything. When people are acknowledged, sometimes you go around organizations, banks especially, you see staff of the week, staff of the year. It's a feel-good, yes, it's a feel-good moment for that staff, right? At least it shows he's showing up. It shows acknowledgement. Yes, it could be everything. Everything is not money. And these are things that keep the work environment really happy. And they are delivering their best until they have to go. Sometimes too, you get to identify with them at their moments of crisis. So you're working in an environment, your boss has never even been part of your life. You lost somebody at your moment of grief. They don't even call. They don't show up, right? I mean, not everybody. One person representing the organization. It's important, except where you live at the back of Ajegunle. And you really don't want. Yes, when you get to the end of the world, you turn left. In that case, it's difficult. Yes, but there's the package that identifies with you. The funeral date is fixed, and you make it an organizational thing. You don't just abandon me in my crisis. Some Ashwebi, some whatever. You just identify with me. One or two of my colleagues will be allowed, the leave to come stay over for a day or two, help out in every way, that they can. That is identity. That's you identifying with them at their moments of grief. Yeah. And then I just want to chip this in. Like, we've tried to incorporate freestyling. Right. So the ultimate case is what we call the Google campus. Right? So the Google Planet, the Google Planet, ours is campus, the Google Planet, where you can play sometimes, sleep sometimes, jump around sometimes. It's not the traditional work environment where everybody must do the 9 to 5, you're sitting down at the same time, going for a break at the same time. It's a little dynamic, where your work time, your meeting time might be my play time. What's important is you deliver the results and you deliver the time. So we have incorporated play. We play a lot. And the Gen Z is like that. And so we have games, right? We have activities. We eat a lot. We're always celebrating something.
That's a good plus.
We're always celebrating something. So every other Friday, we're either celebrating Mother's Day or we're celebrating Father's Day. We get this barbecue, we get fish, we get bole. They just come to work and they discover there's the smell of fish. What's going on? And they come in, they eat, they like that. And then we have games. So we have divided the organization into gaming groups. Competition. There's prize money. It's Olympics. And then we have games. Like we do that every quarter, and there must be winners. And we award excellence as well. So you're the most athletic, you're the most this. We give those little awards. You see them showing up, and we have the umpire, right? And there's no boss. Nobody's recognized as boss. We are all part of a team, contributing to the success of the team at the same level, right? So you're running. They are seeing the other side of the boss.
Right.
You see your boss in a different, what's the word now?
In a different light.
Different light. In a different light. He's playing football.
Yeah.
Right? Ordinarily, you will see him uptight with his suit and all that. But no, not that. He's jumping the water bucket like others. He's carrying the egg and running, whatever the rules are. Everybody, and it's more relaxing. Now, when victory time comes, everybody high five. You're all members of a team, and you all want to win. So that's solidarity, right? Gets everyone unwind. You're not coming to settle scores. Oh, because he queried you want to break his leg. No, you don't do that. You're not doing that. Yeah. But you just want to approach. So sometimes even, you do that on Fridays, right? Sometimes on Fridays, you find your moment to communicate stuff. True. Because he's on your team now. Yeah. So you take advantage of the light moments, and you can say, look at this, look at this, look at this. Yeah, some coaching happens, some conversation, some mentoring. The Gen Z is like that kind of freestyle environment. So we shouldn't be too uptight with work.
I get that. So it means the work environment has evolved to being a place that should be a community. Because these are community activities. Yeah. So instead of I'm just coming to work, when I finish, I'll go and find my life by 5. It's that in the office, at work, I find myself because there are many expressions. So there are community activities that I might not be the fantastic person when it comes to building an app or whatever it is. I'm just meeting the requirements of my KPIs. Yeah. But when it comes to soccer, everybody knows that I'm the person. Yeah. I shine in this area and I thrive in this area. Yes. And the environment creates opportunities to show other parts of me. Yeah. And I like to be a part of that.
Yeah, and most importantly, managing the switch.
Okay,
so he was your team member on Friday, but he's back to your boss on Monday.
Just line up.
You don't now see him on Monday and continue in that frame and you slap his head. No, not even the high five. You're slapping his head. You keep boundaries. I think everybody knows. We've not missed it, right? Yeah, I know that sometimes in the game of play, you could see some very fierce arguments. Oh, football at the moment. You try to dribble your boss, okay, and you over dribbled him. But then everybody takes it. Oh, it's part of the game. Yeah, but then you know the laughter, the fun. You're not boxed in, like with the traditional setting. So, like you said, the work environment has not evolved. It's evolving. Yes, it is. And we're discovering community. Yeah. And in community, we can find ourselves. Because community must be a 360-degree reality, okay, covering emotional intelligence, covering human consideration issues, right? Identifying boundaries as well, neutralizing gender issues, inequality. You just find that common ground and unnecessary biases. Even though some persons are still very, very uptight with their thinking, they really don't want to be part of this. So even if you identify them with a team, they could choose not to participate. You see someone that cannot run, cannot play football, cannot jump, cannot do anything. They want to run away. Who are you? Just because no, I don't like that man, and he's in my team, or he's not. I don't want any involvement. But that's not the point. We want to build community. We want to build culture. We want to create relationships, right? That will take us to the next level. It's all about
How will employers handle Gen Z's expectation for fast promotions and recognition, or seeing their career growth or promotions or progression? How do employers handle Gen Z's in that light when it comes to career progression?
What's your line of operation? What's your directional map? So when they come into the organization, yes, they have expectations. It's normal. All humans have expectations. But the organization also has expectations. And a lot of times they've approached me, oh, I want this, I want that. And I'm like, wow, you ask right, but let's build it. It doesn't fall from the sky. You have to manage the expectations with every sense of sincerity and objectivity. Don't throw it all in like you're Bruce Almighty, you can do everything. No, you can't do everything. Okay, but you talk to them. Like once we said, that was before 2016. 2012, we had a meeting and we said, by 2016, this is what we should be. If we can get this number of clients, right? This is what each client should be paying. This is what we expect.
Yeah.
If that can happen, then your salaries should move the needle as well to this level.
Right.
They hadn't made the pursuits. They hadn't hit half of the target. And then some approached me. Says, you promised you were going to double our salaries. I said, if there should be a stringent if. Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be tied to
Conditions for-
conditions
Yeah.
for growth.
For growth.
They don't want to meet those conditions.
Yeah.
They want the growth. It's a handshake.
Yes.
So you must balance both. And that's why you should be as truthful and as objective, and most importantly, as kind and patient enough. You must listen because it's a mindset.
Yeah.
You're owing me. So that sense of entitlement.
Yeah.
But it's a two-way traffic. If you do this, then this will come. Have you done this? So they themselves realize, oh, I haven't done this. Oh, it justifies why this doesn't come. Okay, so let's go back to the drawing board and see how we can build this so that this would come. And over time, you've shown trustworthiness.
Yes, that's another point.
They have done this. So without even reminding you, you just go ahead and do that and more. Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Still on this, because there are certain organizations where obviously they have a structured career path or growth for different employees. And for example, a Gen Z who is really doing well, and in a sense, he can get into that role. He can be promoted into that role based on his performance, and that particular employee is now promoted to that role, a senior role, so to speak. But he doesn't want to stay on that senior role because the responsibility may be much, and it doesn't allow him fully express his himself. Let me put it that way. Do you think we should, in a sense, redesign how we want the progression, the career progression for Gen Zs to look like, or should we just stick to the traditional progression that when you've done this, you get this, you've done this, you get that? What do you think about that?
Okay, so we don't design organizations and operations specifically for Gen Zs.
Okay.
Yeah, we design organizations for success, and then Gen Zs will eventually become part of it. Because after the Gen Zs, there will be other upcoming generations. So you just want to succeed. You want to deliver your goods, okay? You want to ensure that you have a sustained organization through the seasons, through the generations. So it's a use case scenario as it comes. But then I think that whatever your line identities will become, everyone who deserves a promotion should be promoted. And then people usually grow into roles based on assumption of responsibility. As you grow into the responsibility, you progress onto the next level. So I'm not sure there will be too many people who, because they are Gen Zs, will avoid a certain identity or a certain promotion because I'm too lazy, I'm Gen Z. No, I'm not sure we would have such cases in very familiar situations, right, or occurrences. But ideally, it's a team, and somebody has to bear responsibility. And what you ought to do is to ensure that they're ready for the responsibility, and you train them on success okay, how to perform on the job. That's empowerment. So if everyone is adequately empowered, then you expect them to deliver. If they don't deliver, then you find out, was the training faulty or what else was wrong? But I think everybody has a sense of dignity and self-respect that gets them saying, okay, others have succeeded, I'm not going to fail. It's only, of course, in a Nigerian leadership space where people don't mind failing. They feel entitled to failing because others have failed. Yeah, so just get your designs around, growth. Growth and let things flow. What you need to do as the leader is to guide the flow and ensure that, okay, you put measures in place to give shape. Okay, everyone aligns with a certain map. Okay, this is too much, this is too little, a bit here, a bit there, and then we're moving forward again. Yeah.
So how critical is ethics and etiquette when leading the Gen Zs?
Everybody has to come into a certain frame.
How do you mean?
We don't allow smoking here.
Okay.
That's our value system. And so you shouldn't come here and smoke. If you must smoke, then you go out the gate. You don't belong in. So you must balance that, right? Because there are values.
Yeah.
And so every organization should be strict on their values. That's culture.
It's culture.
Yeah, you don't do this here. If you let things too loose, then things will blow out of proportion. And you really don't want to be called out, for that organization that doesn't have values, doesn't have standards. So that's the way you create standards. So everyone comes saying and knows that this is what it is. Now, we must be careful when we talk about values. Values should be on majors, not on minors. Okay. Your values shouldn't be about things that really don't matter, right? No, we don't employ. It's even tricky. Your values should be on values. Your values should be on value, things that matter. Okay, punctuality, right?
Things
Integrity.
that directly affect productivity.
Yes.
Is that it?
Yes.
Okay.
Integrity, excellence,
Professionalism.
Those are your values, right? Even though, you don't want people to fall sick, but sickness happens. And then what do you do when you have sickness? Some bit of empathy, right? You, even if a manager is too strict, you could say, no, that's a human. You fall sick as well. So those are considerations, okay, for building the workforce. Not every other week. Okay, how far now? Everything. You're not a sickler, but you're sick every other. Some people want to, like on the lighter side, some people want to go for second burial. A certain colleague of mine lost his father. The organization showed up. Some months later, he lost another father. He said,
Another father.
how many fathers there? He said, this is the main father. That one is my biological father. This is the main father. I said,
How many fathers?
and so he got a bonus. You know how we do it. Got a bonus. He said, come, are you losing your fathers because of bonus? Such things. Those are realities. You find them in the organization. But at such point, that's where ethics would come in. Okay, so let's balance it. Okay, let all the fathers go around for take on your second father or your third father or something. And
So I have there is this common practice of senior leaders, some way adopting the Gen Zs as it's my son, office son, office daughter, my mentee. I had a recent experience of other staff complaining that the boss has someone that he has that kind of relationship with. So the person gets away with what other people cannot get away with.
that's indiscipline.
How do you, on the side of the leadership?
Yes, that's indiscipline. Because we do that here. I have more daughters and more sons than anybody here.
You actually have.
Yeah, I have a lot of. It's more about access and mentorship.
Yes.
Because you want to create an environment where they can freely walk up to you and share personal stuff without feeling any sense of disrespect, disregard, without feeling any wall.
Psychological safety.
Yeah, psychological safety, an office without walls, open door policy, all of those things. You want to do that. In fact, at some point, my colleague would say, okay, every week, I want a new set of interns, like
Okay.
4 of them to work with me,
Okay.
right? And then they have 4. What is he doing? He's taking them around. They're going for his meetings and presentations, and they're getting a sense of work, a sense of internship, right? And then sometimes too, he gives them books. You must finish this book, and when you're done, he switches the books. That's styling. It's good. Then sometimes too, you do the lunch thing. You see someone feeling a little somehow. That's emotional intelligence. And what's the problem? And maybe you just, okay, let's go for lunch. And in the course of driving, you can talk about stuff, right? That's mentorship. But that is not to say that the child can now do anything because, I'm my office father. In fact, the office father, office mother thing,
Strict on that
yeah,
one.
it's not even formal. It's not approved. It's just a case of, social intelligence and social interaction. You find someone kind of like, well, you're more endeared to this person than any other person. And of course, not everyone shows up the same. Yeah. But in fact, for me, if I want to embrace the office daughter, office son thing, you should even be, I'll let you know. You should be at the top levels of play. So everyone knows that, oh, you identify with this man, so you have to sit up.
Absolutely.
You have to be the
stakes are
best of the
higher.
best. The stakes are higher because you're my son. Even God will say, this is my beloved son. He didn't say that with everybody. Because even the Jesus he spoke about, he said, this is my beloved son, hear ye him. It's affirmation. There's a standard. So you must set a minimum standard. So anyone who shows up as your son, because people will refer, oh, look at you, I thought you were this man's son. But when they know that, this man's son or this man's daughter, anybody he identifies with is always like the top. It's not a thing of entitlement, right? The thing of grace. And they just know that this is what it is. And by the way, it's not an opportunity for social nonsense. Office babe, office, it's not room for all of that. Because these people will be vulnerable and you've got to protect them to every extent. And what's happening around certain organizations, you have cases of abuse. You take advantage of this, and the abuser might be the Gen Z or the employer. Abuse can come from anywhere. Okay, because somehow they've come into your space and they're emboldened to get a bit overboard. Yeah, you may rebuke them very privately, okay, because there's a level of closure, right? And you never can tell how the devil shows up, right? So you just have to make sure that boundaries are balanced yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think employers are doing enough when it comes to mentorship for younger employees and guiding them on the right path?
It's the right thing to do because you'll grow old and you'll exit the scene. Now, how long do you want your organization to sustain itself beyond you? So you just have to ensure that there's replacement. I personally don't believe in indispensability. Yeah, so every one of us would leave the scene at some point. And you want to leave. We're told that the lifespan of the average organization is 400 years. I don't know if any organization has lived for 400 years. I don't know. Yeah, but we're told that the lifespan of the average organization is 400 years. But if you look at 400 years, at the generational play of 40 years, that's 10 generations. Right? So 10 generations, what happens after then? Do they evolve into something more delicate or they die out? Dying out because there wasn't adequate flow of mentorship. And so at some point, there was no one to carry on the details, the legacy of your organization. So it has to be deliberate. You have to make sure that interactions are clear, documentation is clear, so someone can pick up. You said, write the vision down, make it plain. So those are the 3 tests to every vision. Okay? It must be communicated in clean, plain, clear language. If someone can't understand, explain it again. It must be time bound. Every vision has an expiry date. And we must be conscious of that. It's for an appointed time. It may tarry, but it will come to pass. Right? Now, write it down, make it plain, so whoever sees it, besides the visioner, should be able to run with it. So that enforces continuity. If you're the only one who understands your vision, then that's not vision enough. Your team must understand the vision. Hey, this is what we're doing. We're scaling up to this. Communicate it. And then when you communicate it right, there are some persons that will even pick it up beyond you, interpret the vision beyond you. And then you're guaranteed sustainability. So that's all you need to ensure. You know, when you have those acts right, definitely there can be another coverage space, another coverage generation. And you just keep going, and if probably beyond 400 years. Now, no one has lived long enough to have seen the 400th year to know whether truly it lasts for 400 years. But do your time and do it very well. And make sure everyone is happy to embrace his own time and do it well. And then get someone else to, and you just keep having generations come in and succeed until probably you evolve into certain realities. Because the world itself, as a vision, is evolving every day into things we don't understand. But until that time,
So in a sense, you're saying that mentorship should be very intentional for organizations.
Absolutely.
And succession planning.
Absolutely. Succession planning. It should be a reality. Mentorship of purpose, mentorship for purposes. But you must mentor. You must mentor. You must talk to someone about the need to sustain this vision, about the need to run things like this and run things like that. But it should be positive in all the cases, not to destroy. Because I just got off a case now where there's a mentor who's slowly killing the young seed, right? Destroying the organization. Bad mouthing, he's doing that deliberately. He's been doing that for some years. And as at a few days ago, the young boy had revolted. He had acquired so much information enough to revolt. You have that. You have enemies within. Okay, so someone comes into the organization and says, I'm here for a kill. And he just begins to abuse until, the right time for someone else to strike. You have such cases, but it's negative. I mean, what will you gain? Every organization, at the end of the day, is a plus to the economy, if to nothing else, right? But there are people who are envious. And when we all get destroyed and we all go back home, who wins?
Exactly.
Just to support that her thought, right? Would you say there is a slant the African context gives to how businesses are run? There is this soulpreneurship thing, which is yes, you've got a consultant. She's coming, she's giving you strategy, she's come up with your policy, she's come up with your business plans and systems. That's in principle, but in practice, all decision making still goes through you. How does that affect building a legacy or a business that outlives you? Or how does that even affect running a system with a Gen Z that's already impatient? So they cannot enter an organization and say that in the next 5 years I can be here. They are already impatient. Then you don't have a roadmap that shows them the possibility of growth. How would you say the African leader should reimagine how they run their daily businesses? Right, to accommodate coaching, mentorship, and succession planning?
I once spoke about overcoming myopia within the growth circles. Myopia is a strong thing. It must be the way I want it. I think in terms of operations, there should be a sense of liberality. You don't know it all.
True.
Open up to their style of thinking. Sometimes I love to gather young people. I mean, for you to sustain a business through generations, I mean, just even a decade or two, it can't all be your own idea.
Absolutely true.
And like I talked about belongingness earlier, okay, a lot of young people want to feel like I'm part of this. So once in a while, just open up the table and say, well, look at this. Share your concerns very genuinely.
Yeah.
People know how to read genuineness.
True.
Yeah, and then they want to help. You cannot be competing with your staff,
That's another point.
right? Yeah, so open up to them. Look, I have this heartache. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? And they say, why did you try? And one thing about the Gen Zs, they are very fluid with their thoughts. Because they've accessed platforms, they've accessed pages and all that. You can't by looking at a man's face or a young boy's face, know how much he knows. And what his eyes have seen. And so very easily, they get inspiration from anywhere. And they say, okay, why don't we try this? It's amazing. I do that even with my books. Sometimes I don't have an idea of what the design should be like. And I throw it in, and young people are suggesting. Some are a bit too expressive.
Okay.
Some are a bit too conservative, but at some point you'll find balance. What is important is involvement. So involve them. You can't beat down. So where's the way to the gate? And then the young man wants to suggest to you, okay, you step right, you turn. You say, oh no, I already knew. I just want. No, you can't know it all.
Yeah.
You can't know. You will be shooting yourself in the foot.
Very true.
Sometimes even when you know, just find joy with getting them know. It helps you assess intelligence and expression. Yeah. So there's a lot of energy in the room, and you want to embrace it. And while they are in your employ, within your employ, they know that, oh, look, I achieved this. Oh, I helped achieve this. I was part of this room. I was part of this decision making.
Right.
All of that just helps give them that sense of joy and ease. And most importantly, when there are wins, celebrate together.
Yes.
You don't now, Oga didn't show up today. Why? He has traveled to Dubai. Why? Because of that job we just got. But it was my idea. I ran the job through, and I pursued this, and now no bonus came to me. Even if there was a bonus, you give groundnut pills, and then he goes to Dubai with his family, private jet. That's too tilted. So bosses should accept that their staff are their helpers.
Right.
True.
They are not their competitors.
Right.
So just try to work with them. They're your helping hands. They are your Aarons and hers. As long as your hands are lifted up, okay, everyone wins, right? And just acknowledge that. It's not a selfish thing. You're not on any competition with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see that you're wearing a pair of jeans on a weekday.
Okay.
I'm curious, did Gen Z influence your...
They did though. Look at my life. Once upon a time, I'll say this for camera, right? So I studied mechanical engineering, and we're meant to be rugged, right? But I never wore jeans.
Okay.
For, mindset thing. I just felt I should be taken more seriously. I should project leadership and seriousness. That bought it at that time. It won. But sometimes you want to sit on the field and watch a football match because you're on your thigh and you can't just you're suffering, you're punishing yourself. So coming into the work frame, it was my wife that first got me jeans.
Okay.
Right, when I got so you can imagine how long
It took.
I left school and all that. Even during youth service, I didn't have jeans. My wife bought me my jeans, and I tried the jeans, and it didn't seem strange because everyone else had been used to jeans. Now, jeans, hardware, software was not really a definition for respect. Character is always a definition for respect, right? Even though they say you are addressed the way you dress. Yeah, but what is important is be decent.
True.
Decency shouldn't always come at a high expense. It should just basic cladding, okay, that covers your body. And I mean, I always look at myself in the mirror and ask myself, can I sit with the president of the US dressed like this? If I walked into an airplane now, how would I be addressed? Irrespective of whether it's Ankara you're wearing, or you're wearing a Jongoso, or just represent yourself.
Okay.
You're your own brand,
True.
and you're the biggest promoter of your brand. Decency by far, not brand name. There are certain people that are big on brand names. But before you even say hello, they say, I'm wearing a Gucci. No, you don't want to do that. Sometimes, I'm wearing some basic covering. I don't even know what I'm wearing right now. But do I look good for camera?
Yeah.
I'm okay with that, right? So once upon a time in the organization, I think it wasn't a rule, but someone came in and noticed, I've been here a number of times, and the ladies, I noticed they don't wear trousers. They're always a little churchy and all that. It wasn't our making. It just happened to be what it was, right? And then as Gen Z sneaked in, little by little, you could have ladies wear spag, but not on a Monday, right? Maybe on a Friday. Mondays are the usual official days. We're all clad in suits. we over the next 2-3 years, we're having people come in. Today, we have people with dreads. I remember it was evolution is an ongoing thing, right? You have some young boys, they come in with dreads. You don't chase them away, not even at the recruitment table, because oh no, you came for a recruitment exercise. And our recruitment is even freestyle. Sometimes we recruit through internship programs. Sometimes we recruit through recommendations, right? Sometimes we become like a rehabilitation center. So this father has been having a headache with this son. He doesn't understand it. So he says, please, you people are the ones that will understand. And he brings the son. And the son is actually an interesting young man. It's just that the father was on the conservative angle. And the boy just wants the freestyle. He's artistic. Maybe he wants to go into music. And he has seen some music stars with the tattoos and all that. But he's a sweet boy. So just embrace him. And in course of working with him and talking to him, you can see the evolution. He's transitioning into something more decent, but not exactly the way the father wants it. The father wants a son that is always clad in suit and no, you may not get it by force. You get it by appeal. You get it by convincing him. You get it by throwing the options open. Sometimes in course of working with him, you ask him, I noticed this about you. And he says, oh, I began to do this because of this. Oh, really? It was even lighter than we all thought. So, but then somehow, sometimes they convince you as well. Okay, I notice you always wear suit. Why do you always wear suit? It's an interaction. And then you notice, I don't even know I wear suit. So they're rubbing off on you. And at the end of the day, okay, let me give a thought to this. Absolutely. So someone, because you're playful now, he gets you, you get your cap, turns the other way, you want to change your walking step, everybody's laughing, you're lightening the mood, you're more interactive, you're embracing them, they're embracing you. There's a mix of cultures and identities. It doesn't hurt. And over time you see, okay, this comes out right. I never even tried it. This comes out right. And soon everybody is just everything and nothing. It's not that deep.
Yeah,
Okay.
I get that. I get that. So you have a more individual culture when it comes to dressing and workwear. It's more flexible.
It's very flexible.
It's very flexible. So that's
We have
good.
it hybrid.
Okay, that's fine.
Just show up decently. Like today you could have someone with the Ankara trousers, right? With the jacket on. And he has his sneakers. Back then, 10 years ago, it wasn't that way. If you had your Ankara, then you either have your palms or something. Yeah, but things are changing, trends are changing. So, yeah.
Okay, I want to ask about the topic, or this talk about mental health. Is a big thing for this generation. We're always on mental health. Oh, my mental health. I can't wake up by 6 o'clock. Oh, my mental health. So how can leaders or employers manage that when it comes to their Gen Z employees? How do they respond to employees when everything is about their mental health? We can't do this because of my mental health, because oh, I need this clear head, so please don't stress me. I need my mental health intact. So as an employer, how do you manage such employees?
I'll wait until your salary day. And I'll tell you, it's affecting my mental health to pay you. Sometimes the mental health thing is an escape route from a lazy staff, right? Yeah, it's okay to say that the staff is affected by mental health from a poor culture. You're always nagging, you're always bullying, you're getting the staff depressed. Okay, but the organization is not the only place where the staff is getting stressed. You have stressors from everywhere, stressors from home, stressors from the road. You have a lot of toxins. You have this garbage dump principle. Everyone is like a garbage truck looking for where to dump. So in the morning you're driving to work or you're taxiing to work, and the cab driver has a mental health issue. And the slightest provocation he wants to dump on you. you could simply laugh and say, sorry, I'm not your problem. And you walk away, right? If we all showed up with our mental health issues, all of us go to craze for office. I have this culture. Be like the vacuum flask. It carries heat, hot water inside, but it stays calm outside.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so everyone has something in common.
True.
Everyone is hurting somewhere. There's a prayer you wish God would answer, now He is not answered. But you're managing that. So if we all showed up with mental health issues, then nobody can stand. So we're trying to build maturity. So don't tell me mental health. I know when the extremes are extreme, but basically you can cope. So find some coping mechanism, okay, and get around it. If everyone opened up to you and told you what they are going through at prevailing time T, you yourself, you will know you don't even have problem, no matter how tough you think it is, right? So just find a coping mechanism, be hurt, but still find a way to smile. Find a way. In fact, for me, when I'm most hurt is when I help people the most, when I'm kindest to the people, because you're not the cause of my problem. My problem may have come from the president. You're not the president. So I shouldn't tell you mental health from bad governance and then I'm burning people up.
So are we saying that employers should be more delicate in their choice of words, how they correct, how they lead in general, because they have a more fragile generation?
Not about the generation. Employers should have sense. I mean, how do you tell someone's wife because she showed up late for work, you ask her to kneel down and hands up? That's disrespectful. How do you use words? I mean, the words, because there's a mindset, there are no jobs, so I'm doing them a favor. You don't do that. That's a very faulty mental model. Okay, where it's symbiotic, we're helping ourselves. You're helping me deliver on this, and then I'm helping to pay you. Yes, value exchange. So you don't use certain words. You're stupid. You're no. I don't.
I'll fire you.
I'll kill you. Some employers beat up their employees. True. They press their necks. They like no. Those things they should be arrested. Yeah. The organization. The organization should be like home. I spend more time in my office than I do at home, save for the weekends, save for holidays, right? So if I leave a peaceful home and come to the office, I want it happy. I want to meet with happy. So I do everything in my power, as much as it lies in my power, to ensure that my everyday people are smiling. So if you're not smiling, I ask you, hey, what's going on? Can you talk to me about it? If you don't talk to me about it, it's fine, but I want you to be happy, because your happiness rubs off of my happiness. And if we're all happy, we're all laughing, we're having fun. It's not stressful. Nobody suffers mental health.
Yeah. So you have to create the environment you want.
You the leader.
You have to create the right environment.
Yeah, you the leader, you owe it upon yourself. You owe the staff the duty to create the right environment. If they want certain work tools that will make their work easier, you're demanding excellence of them. If you can't find the funds, at least you can find the ears to listen to what they are saying. Don't make them seem like they are talking trash, because they want you to get a better output. That's why they're making those recommendations. Each time they show up, you fling it. It's not a piece of nonsense. Then when you go elsewhere, you enjoy what others are doing, but you can't build it here. Sometimes motivation for your staff is nothing more than just equipping them, tooling them right, getting the right resources, the right training that will help them deliver. And those who are self-motivated, just find that motivation to come to work. Some persons are happy to show up at work the next day because of the new camera you just bought.
Well.
Do you understand? Yeah, the new gadget you just bought to help their work, and they are dreaming, oh, how do I manipulate this? It's the excitement. Then they want a common laptop you can't provide for them. No. So sometimes the employers are the problem.
I agree. Okay, we're wrapping up. Let me ask you my final question. Okay. Looking ahead, will you say that Gen Z has the potential to transform the workplace if they are led right?
Yeah, they do. Everyone does anyway. But the Gen Zs are normal people that need to be appreciated and understood. You would want to know where they're coming from, because they've got their objectives as well. They've got their style of thinking. At the end of the day, we all want it easy. I mean, you don't say I'm a man, you go to a wintry environment and you want to man up. You bathe cold water. You don't, you don't do that, right? So with the changing times, right? The truth is, I discovered personally, right? The end of this world is laziness, convenience. The reason why we build certain warm environments is because we want convenience. Certain AC environments is because we want convenience.
Yeah.
To do our thing. So what they're asking for is probably not out of place. Like they want it easier. Well, why don't we use our pens to write those whole handouts, those whole theses? We use the computer and with AI now, sometimes you just speak and something. It's convenience. And that's the end of the world. Right? So if they want it a little lazier, they want to drink their tea, what's the crime in that? As long as they're not killing anybody, they're not committing any crime. Does it help you do the work? Are you motivated doing it? And it doesn't cost you an arm and a leg. Just give it a try. It might be another, it might open up another side of thinking, another side of organizational operations that might even bring forth excellence. So just give an ear to whatever it is they are saying. If it doesn't make sense, then negotiate your way out of it. But if they are not hurting anything, and so Gen Zs are not bad people. Okay, they are just defining new perspectives for work, for tomorrow's kind of work, that will bring on tomorrow's kind of jobs and tomorrow's kind of rewards. That is for me what I think we should begin to embrace. We should open up our hearts to thinking from the other perspective, and Gen Zs will throw the other perspective to you.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Did you have any final thoughts? Because this is where we want to wrap up. Final thoughts.
Okay. Well, thank you again, Saikechi, and Miss Esther Zini. From everything we've said so far, it's a leadership issue in the way we handle the Gen Z workforce and the our employees, the environment we create, the structure we put in place, the system we put in place for them to thrive is of the utmost need to see them do well and for us to manage the Gen Z workforce. I also think that we should give them that freedom to express themselves, and we also have to coach them, guide them, mentor them, and we'll see the best in our workforce. Not to put them down or just categorize them as a troublesome, they want to do things their way. No, we need to embrace their perspective, so there's a measure of how we all think, and we can now have that bring productivity to our work that will translate even their generation to more generations ahead. So I think leadership is the major thing to see that our employees and our workforce thrive.
Unlike every other school of thought that the Gen Zs are hard to manage, the Gen Zs are a force. They have a new perspective, they have an energy, they have a new way of thinking. They were born in the computer technology age. What else do we expect? So trying to box them into old ways is like trying to put new wine in old wineskin. Something is going to break. What the HR playbook does is that it shows you how to reimagine things, from reimagining your leadership to remodeling your workspaces, to revamping your dress code policies, to dropping some of those old philosophies that don't hold any water in this new age and this new world. With intentionality around mentorship, intentionality around coaching, the Gen Zs really could be what the Gen Zs could be what your brand needs to outlive its founders, because they are the next big thing, and they are not just the future of the workplace, they are the present face of what work should and will always look like. So the HR playbook for a Gen Z workforce brings the solutions that employers dearly need at this critical time in our work environment, in our workplaces. Instead of frustrations, it has questions. It responds to questions that many employers are asking, many HR consultants and HR staff and HR practitioners are asking, and it has both the questions. Interestingly, it also has a survey of 50 Gen Zs saying what kind of work environment they want to work and thrive in. So it goes beyond what we think to actual data that supports those perspectives. And I co-authored the HR playbook for the Gen Z workforce with Tutu Dajima that we've had this amazing conversation with, and she basically covered leadership and how you can reimagine your leadership to accommodate this amazing generation.
This is something that should be in the public space. Yeah, intentional leadership would want to procure copies, not for the Gen Zs to read, but for leaders to read, especially those who are too uptight and too, because handling a Gen Z is like handling a lady. Not everyone is good at it. Yeah, not everyone is good at it. We feel just because we're mature, then we can naturally handle women. But there are divorces happening every day. And so handling the Gen Zs would require some increased delicate consideration, some increased empathy, right? Some increased patience, increased listening ability. Yeah. So it's just a mix of all of that.
Yeah.
Most importantly, it's a workforce. We want to succeed.
Yeah.
And they are the future of work. So we must embrace them. We must learn them, you know, so we can succeed.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so the HR playbook for a Gen Z workforce is something that I would recommend to every employer who wants to lead his organization beyond this era. Get to, because of the content, the richness of the content, you'll get to, you know, pick up the brains of the Gen Zs and know what's hot and what's not, what they would rather have, and what would primarily motivate them to show up for work and deliver excellence as you would require. It should be a training manual actually for employers, so they gather together, they interact on how they can ease up, lighten their fierceness and all that, and get a little more playful around the workspace as long as it works, and it keeps their staff staying on for, I think, much longer time. Yeah. So buy the book. Click the link on the screen and get a copy of. It's not too expensive. It's highly affordable. But what it will do, the results it will fetch you, are already unprecedented, and I think everyone deserves a copy of this book.